Hello. Yeah, that's fine.
I'd like to start the show, but I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. Welcome to Castle Run, which is the coolest...
Welcome to our show, Castle Run.
This is where we take the classic science fiction movies you love and cherish and ruin them by talking about real science. That's right. We're going to be those people.
And his name is Joan.
I am self-described sci-fi nerd and gay disaster, Joan Green. And this is my co-host...
Go. No?
But you guys were doing just fine.
Go.
I can just sit this one out. It's
my
fine.
God.
All right, go ahead and introduce yourself, champ.
Hi, I'm Demeter Johnson.
Now the two hosts are going to introduce who they are.
I just did.
Oh my God.
Producer Harper Johnson, for anyone wondering.
No relation to Demeter Johnson, just to be perfectly clear. Group assignments are truly random.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious to everyone. Harper's sitting in on the room for this, which is, you know, what it is.
Thank you so much, Joan, for that super gracious introduction to the only person in this group who's making sure we stick to the syllabus.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this a part
Speaking of which, if our two hosts feel like telling the audience their year, age, major, 2, 3 personal facts delivered
Well, I don't know about you,
manner.
Demeter, but I happen to be 21 years old. I'm a junior here at UNLV. I like RuPaul's Drag Race. I like to play tennis. I am the only living human being on this planet still purchasing Go-Gurt, which I do at Costco in bulk. What else? I'm an independent composer, and I also happen to be composing the theme song for this project of ours.
For this
So
podcast.
I don't see the difference. It's
Look, if you look at the syllabus, it says podcast,
I
not
don't-
podcast project. It doesn't matter.
So, Demeter, would you like to say something about you in a similar vein and structure?
Right. So my year is a senior. My age is 22. And I'm pursuing a double major in communications and electrical engineering.
Oh, shit. Are you for real?
Gosh, Joan, how about you, I don't know, keep the swearing to a minimum?
Sorry. Just is that like a thing you can do? Can you do that?
Yeah, I had to get I had to get the department's consent, but yeah.
Holy mother of Michelle.
My parents wanted me to get the most out of the opportunity.
There it is. La culpa del niño.
Okay.
2 to 3 personal facts.
Right. I currently live with my mom and dad and 2 brothers and my grandmother. I'm 5 feet and 2 inches. And, I don't know. I'm just sorry. I'm really bad at talking when I know that someone's going to be listening.
Which is
later.
why this is going to be a great podcast, right, Demeter?
Yes, absolutely. Now it feels like the perfect time to segue into the central conceit of this project and the format that it's going to take.
Wait, I thought that this wasn't a project.
And with that, let's talk about the reason we're all here. The foundation of Castle Run, delivering true science instead of fake news. Each episode will focus on a different trope within the sci-fi genre, and
and then we're gonna. Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead, Demeter. You can.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
Joan.
Well,
Joan.
Sorry. Well, Joan, we're here to talk about all the scientific inaccuracies in those popular movies, like time travel and wormholes and genetic engineering and hydrocyanic acid, sound waves, molecular
all that and
vibrations,
more. All
and
that and more.
outer space. Sorry.
No worries, buddy. We're all a little off these days, right? I'm just happy to have something to focus on besides this unseen thing killing us all. But as I was also saying, every episode will debunk a different trope that appears in multiple movies. In addition to hearing from the two of us, you'll also get to hear from a panel of special guests and experts who can provide further scientific insight.
The syllabus says we only need a minimum of 2 guests.
Yes, you'll be in very capable hands here at Kessel Run, but for this first episode, it'll just be Demeter and I.
And me.
Really?
Sorry, but if we're getting a grade on this thing, I don't want us to...
How about we try, not talking over people?
Sorry. This is why I didn't want to be the host. I sound like a total idiot.
All right. Sorry about that. You were saying, Demeter?
Yeah. We're going to be having guests, and Joan and I are
Joan.
Joanne and I are the hosts. It's going to be great.
Really great.
Really great.
That's the spirit. Now, like we said, today this episode is just going to be Demeter and me. And we're going to kick this podcast off by presenting a trope that isn't actually confined to the sci-fi genre. High diving into water. You've probably seen this in countless movies, from Skyfall to The Incredible, and it is so prevalent. It almost feels right? Yeah. So there's this thing, right? Yeah. Called not because of the water, the properties of the water, but because of the water in your body. It's actually more water than the water in the river in that scenario, right?
Right. Well, actually, no, but sort of. The molecules of your body behave more like liquid than the actual water molecules do.
Yeah. So basically, you hit water from that height, and it's you who's the one who's going to splash.
That is terrifying, but accurate.
And that concludes our show for today.
What?
Thank you so much for tuning into our pilot episode, which is supposed to last no longer than 9 minutes in the absence of a guest. So, Joanne, would you like to talk about who we're meeting next week?
Sure thing, Harper. Unless you want to be the host.
That's so sweet, Joan. But someone has to be in charge.
It's Joan.
Right?
Harper.
Can I just say one more
Say whatever you
Yeah,
want.
you're the host. You can say whatever you want to say. Just go. Easy.
which is it's this measurement that scientists use in fluid mechanics to predict flow patterns. It's actually pretty fascinating how the Reynolds number shows up everywhere, like meteorology and medicine and aircraft construction. And it definitely has to do with the stuff we're going to talk about, like when people build giant robot suits or live underwater stuff.
Just a heads up that we've hit the 10-minute mark.
Wow. I'm so glad we got that in under the wire.
Well, I think that the Reynolds number is important if we're actually trying to sound like we know what we're doing.
Oh, totally. I love to read me some science in the Reynolds pamphlet.
Reynolds number.
I know. It's from Hamilton, okay? But it doesn't matter, because according to our trusty producer, we're at the end of the line here. More ways than one. This is Joan Green and
Demeter Johnson. Sorry.
Harper Johnson, producer, no relation.
And this has been Kessel Run. We'll see you next time. And remember, so are the greatest people. I am not turning that in.
Listening to POD115 Kessel Run. Be sure to visit POD115.com to join the conversation. This is show notes and bonus content. This is Fair Grade. Could you head over to iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you heard us and subscribe, rate, and leave a review? That would be really, really helpful. Thanks, and we'll see you for our next episode.